Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rolls to Astonish. I am Steven, your eternal host and actual player for tonight's game, which is Wonderland. Um, Joining me tonight is our illustrious GM and creator of Wonderland, Marco.
Hello.
I am playing Sarah Sparrow tonight, our resident nerd and potential loose cannon. At this point. Also joining me tonight is Zach.
Hi there. I'm playing Russell. The still sort of a skater kid, but we're getting there.
And Eric.
Playing Vasily, who's just this guy.
And potentially joining us later if she shows up, it will be Haley, but we'll see if she gets here. Anyway, who wants to give a recap?
I will do it as the game master. So there's two storylines going at once, although we're going to focus on the one that's happening more or less in reality right now, which is while the other three players are down on a lower level of reality, a lower chessboard, Sarah Sparrow worked out an occult ritual to exchange the players' human selves for their shadows. And their shadows are, unlike most shadows, which are kind of parodies of the person that they are attached to. In the case of the players, the shadows are extremely effective combat troops, like a special forces team. And so with the shadows, the actual humans around the table tonight are playing their shadows. Using them as bodyguards, she went to see the magicians to see if she can do something to get her own shadow back or some other way to reach it so that she can start doing magic. They met a young man who is apparently a high-level magician and extremely rich, named Jasper, and two other elder magicians who were quite distasteful and wanted to annihilate Sarah and feed on her. Her bodyguards paid off when they were able to slaughter the enemy magicians.
I'll be honest, I lost complete track of time.
Welcome home.
And so now, Sarah, Taylor, the three shadows, three shadow personas of the other characters, and Jasper are meeting in one of his chambers while there's work being done to clean up the bodies downstairs of the other magicians. And Jasper is making his pitch, so to speak. Did I miss anything?
Nope, that's about right.
Anyone want to add? Okay.
I mean, I guess if we get to the other group, we'll give a recap then.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. So, and the other thing that I wanted to say for the record was my computer died, so I'm using my backup system. I don't know how well it's gonna sustain this, so we'll see. Because I'm doing 3D imagery for this, and I don't know how well this older computer is gonna handle it. We'll see.
We'll find it.
Yeah. All right. So the three shadows, and Sarah and Taylor and Jasper, you guys are in a room. It's a study. It's upstairs in one of the rooms in his fairly large mansion. And this appears to be a sort of library, but it's also a kind of vestibule. It's got an archway in it. And through that arch, you can see that there is a closed gate. The gate is made of polished brass or bronze, and seems to have what look like occult symbols woven into it, or carved into it, worked into it. So it looks partially like a tree, and you can see something that looks like the Kabbalic tree of life with different circles and symbols and things like that on the gate. Beyond, it's a gate, so you can see behind it into a room that is bathed in soft indirect lighting with wood-paneled walls, but you don't know exactly what it is you're looking at in there. But this sitting room is sort of a preparatory chamber. He's got a round table that he's leaning over while you guys all have chairs. You could be standing, whatever. The walls are lined with books, which appear to be quite valuable, most of them leather bound. And he had hustled you guys in here for legal, apparently legal protection. There's two bodies.
Because
there's two bodies downstairs, and yes.
Yeah. God, I'm really kicking myself now because it's like me as a player would be like, why didn't we double tap that bitch? Because the old bat didn't die per se. At least not assured. But Sarah Sparrow is not that bloodthirsty.
Well.
No, but Jules is, but she got dragged away before she can stomp her head. So, yeah.
I wasn't allowed to loot, so.
Yeah,
right.
I really should have looted.
We should have. I told you should have looted, but no. Everyone.
I should.
Nobody listens to Vasily.
Sarah should.
Look,
no one
they
listens
said,
to
"Oh
Vasily.
fuck, oh my, get up there! Don't dare come down."
I mean, that was basically Sarah's
There's
reaction.
always time for looting.
I mean, that was basically Sarah's reaction because as much as she knows they needed to go, it's still like.
Haven't you ever played a video game and the NPCs are always saying, "Go, you have to go now, hurry." The spaceship's going to blow up, but it never is. You can run around and pick up as much as you want.
Remember, the world is ending in Final Fantasy, but you got plenty of time to grind up to level 99.
Oh,
and they won't give you gear to go save the world either. You got to buy it.
Yeah, go fight. They're like, hey man.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Man, it may be
Video game logic. Moving on.
Hey man, it may be the end of the world, but I still need to turn a profit.
Right.
I got rent to pay.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you guys a story about ex-President Herbert Hoover and his attempts at profiteering in the middle of a "we're all gonna die" war. But anyway, yes. So Jasper's he looks pretty shell-shocked actually, because while these magicians are all kinds of distasteful, wanton, absolute violence is something that he's apparently not been exposed to, including gunning down two fairly powerful, fairly well protected maguses.
Magicians don't work in such direct methods.
Right, they generally don't do that, and also these guys are, for other people would have been pretty hard to take out.
Yeah.
And he says, well, that, honestly, I didn't expect it to go like that. I actually had kind of figured they'd back down, but I guess backing down isn't really our thing.
Sarah's still like wiping bile from her mouth, and she's like, I expected to go down like that, and I still wasn't ready.
He says, "Can I give anybody a drink? I'm gonna have a drink." He looks over.
Honestly, Sarah might need something because her breath probably is rank right now.
Sarah's like, I just need something to clean out my mouth. It's.
What's he gonna do that?
Kind of nods. He looks over at Taylor, and Taylor says, "It's just kind of been one trauma after another since I met her, but it's better than the alternative."
You should have
a nods. He looks over at the three of you guys. He says, "We're gonna have to talk about this.
I feel really
you guys
bad.
should all be dead."
I do feel really
I mean,
bad for Taylor, because ever since she met
after
Sarah,
you guys are all served a variety of different drinks, including mouthwash and Gatorade for Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey on the rocks. Here we go.
Now, I take it that you are a team, a cell, amigas. You guys are all planning on doing this together?
Do you want the truth about things, or do you want the
He's asking
nice version
of you?
Well, yeah, Sarah's responding, do you want the truth things, or do you want the nice, normal version?
The
No. He says,
the
well,
comforting fiction, but yes, we're all planning on doing this together.
okay. All right. So, Sarah, whether you know it or not, you have a extremely unique opportunity. And that opportunity can pay off in a bunch of ways potentially for all of us. Well, for myself and yourself, and I don't know about them, but depends on what they're looking for. But there is some risk involved, although I would have said it was a lot less risk than what just happened. So maybe you're better on that count than I figured. And what I mean is this. You don't have a shadow, and apparently their shadows are extremely well protected.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Better than mine
they're
was.
very well protected. Very
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he doesn't realize you guys are shadows.
Yeah,
Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way.
To.
Right, or actually technically reflections, because the humans are down there. But yes, he says, so most of my peers don't really pay attention to what's going on the lower chessboards.
Clearly.
They don't like it. It's grotesque in a way that they find upsetting, as opposed to all the grotesque stuff that they don't find upsetting, that they find hot. So,
Sarah just rolls her eyes.
unlike them, I have used my library and resources to make something of a study of that as much as I could without getting sucked into it. And so I imagine I'm kind of where you are, Sarah, since you're quite infected, or at least you're active down there, and you've undergone descent. Yes, I believe.
Sarah's just sort of like, I've been down there, and I think, and when the quote-unquote ritual thing happened where people exploded, probably heard about that. I met some people down there that I don't really want to meet again. Well, one of them I do want to meet again. She seemed nice, even if she did want to turn me into a book. But the other one, not so much. That one...
I'm sorry.
All right.
She's like, they were called the Librarian and the Pale Widow.
Okay. Right. You don't get off of him whether he knows who those people are exactly or not, but it does seem to dovetail with whatever he thought. He says, good. Now, downstairs it's all games and puzzles and shifty little analogies, right? They don't do anything directly or ordinarily. So we got to discuss this in two ways. The first one is, I'll start with what's in it for both of us. I've got an invitation that I can't use. In fact, I don't know that anybody could use it as is. That may be you.
Where is it to?
Well, it is to go and meet an aspect of one of those things. Now, the reason why I can't do it, among some pretty basic reasons, namely that it wants a girl, but also for other reasons, because...
Then how'd you get the invitation?
Well, I acquired. It's a help wanted ad, really.
Do you know the name?
Yes, although that's not what's important right now. It says the name of the person who posted the ad, so to speak, is different than the job. So there's these aspects down there, these I hesitate to call them deities, but whatever you want to consider them, they're bad, dangerous. But they're also powerful, and sometimes they're crazy.
So normally they're crazy.
He nods. He says, yeah. So one of them is going into a place that you could consider a treasure chamber. Think of, as far as I know, a room full of, well, treasure, magical treasure, gold, jewels, bearer bonds. He waves a hand. He says, I don't know, whatever it is, these...
Sarah just sort of lifts her hand, just waves her fingers like doubloons.
And he says, and, in your case, a second shadow.
Sarah just sort of gives him a flat look. She's like, I've already been offered that once. I don't want it.
And he says, this isn't an offer of a second shadow. This is a chance for you to go get a second shadow.
She just sort of puts her hands together, and she's like, look, man. Listen. Remember how I said I met two beings down there named the librarian and the Pale Widow?
Yeah.
The Pale Widow offered me a new shadow.
And he says, well,
that was
okay,
bad.
let me rephrase this. You want a conduit, a connection to the lower chessboards, ones that you don't have. That's something you can get here, I'm pretty sure. I even know what it looks like. Okay? Now,
so
you don't
what's
have
the
to.
catch?
And he says, well, the catch is you have to go with one of these beings. She isn't going alone. So he has a newspaper clipping. It's under glass. This thing is yellow and faded. And he says, this was actually published, as it were, but in a terrestrial newspaper. However, as far as I could tell, nobody was able to capitalize on it. So, it's plain fallow.
Yeah, Sarah looks at the newspaper clipping and reads it.
I will show it to you.
Ooh.
No, I'm still waiting to get it.
I'm about to show it.
Ah, I see.
And he says, apparently nobody recognized it for what it was, and I just put it into the Stranger Wonderland Discord.
Seeking companion shopper of the female persuasion.
Looking for a companion not in ill health who can tell a genuine imitation from an original copy, who can provide loyal opposition, festive tranquility, and, when need be, eloquent silence. A lady who can keep an open secret, but isn't openly deceptive, who can carry out a random order or provide an unbiased opinion when asked. This will be a working vacation. Please contact.
This Mount Weasel, Lillian, Virginia.
Excuse me. I zoned out for 2 seconds and I come back hearing Weasel. What the fuck?
Oh boy.
Just read the helpline stuff.
Where?
It's in the Discord channel.
Oh boy.
And
Sarah's just like, so this is, but she's like, but I got down there without a shadow before. What? How?
He says, because one of these things can pull you down. All it takes is a sufficiently powerful patron, which he taps the glass, represents.
So the patron actually has to be willingly drag me down there.
Yes.
Well, that would explain why. Well, then I guess it's going to be a lot harder than I thought. Then I guess I can't. I guess I can't depend on the one that's got my shadow to do that for me.
I don't think so, although I'm not really sure. But I do know that that's why people exploded. You see, when one of these things called you down, it was like a third rail of electricity on a New York subway running through you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so when they moved in to get their little dip their bloody buckets into your organs, they got a lot more power than they were prepared for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, not only do you want to go down, but you want to be able to keep going down. So there's things that can do that. I know there's things that can do that, and they're not kinds of things that will eat you alive if you get them in their native, basic form. And
yeah, but I don't want to owe anybody anything.
And he says, well, he taps the glass and he says, I'm providing a method. There's something I'd like from down there, too.
All right, what do you want?
And he says, well, this shopping expedition, as far as I can tell, and by the way, all of that language in there, he runs his finger over it. He says, those are all oxymora.
I know. I'm familiar with their sorts of doublespeak.
You know, words that negate each other: loyal, opposition, original, copy, etc., etc.
Openly deceptive.
Mount Weasel is also quite a calling as well. If you go and look it up. Like I said, there were a lot of clues there.
So how do we get in touch with her?
And he says, well, I have a sigil.
Okay.
And he says, which means I can call somebody who can get us in contact with the presumed Miss Mount Weasel.
Okay.
And you can make use of it, offer your services. I'm sure you'll be allowed to bring baggage carriers or whatever, porters.
Of course.
And he goes over to a drawer, opens it with a key, and comes out with a recorder, a camcorder. It looks like a 1980s era Betamax recorder. He places it carefully on the table, and he says, I want video.
So is this okay. So how sure are you that this thing's going to survive the way down? Have you taken it down before?
He says, that's a good question. This one, I think will, because it came up. He taps it.
Interesting.
So
she takes it from him and examines it.
As far as you can tell, it's a Sony Betamax video camcorder from sometime in the 80s, maybe.
Okay.
Well, you've never seen one before, although you recognize it well enough. It's got a tape in it. It's got about 2 hours of film in there. Pretty high resolution. He says, I've enhanced the sound pickup on it. It's as good a guess as anything that it'll work as well, you know.
All right.
I don't have a guarantee. He says, but it's what I want. Now, just so we're clear on this, the Mount Weasel person is not the shopper. The shopper is a queen.
Oh.
And a red one.
Oh.
Which means being her lady companion shopper is not without risk.
Probably fatal.
Oh, that's gonna be dicey.
And he says, we may be able to get some assurance of Weasel. Or not.
Okay.
But this is a standing invitation. It's good. I don't meet the requirements, and equally, I don't want to go down there. But you've already been. Oh, and you're protected. See, when she brings you down, normally your reflection would come up here, right? And there would be a somewhat deranged version of yourself running around. Well, it turns out that when you do that, other things down there can see that person go up like a flare. You can see that reflection. And as deep as you're probably going with this thing, well, it would be extremely dangerous for anyone, but it would almost certainly be fatal for the kinds of people who could make good on this application. Maybe have tried to, but you'll go without any
tag-alongs.
Well, without you won't cast a reflection back up. They won't see it. You'll be essentially down there in stealth. I don't know about your friends, but I don't think they're being hunted.
Right. I don't think they are either.
And at any rate, you're protected well enough. He looks at you guys that I don't think you'll draw attention back to me. So.
Well, that's what's important.
Well, it is to me. Well, cards on the table. You guys, your security can certainly handle yourselves.
Yeah. All right.
I can put you in contact with Miss Mount Weasel. She accepts you, which she probably will.
It's like, I guess I've got no choice, so guess give her a call. I think I can handle this. I think handling I handled the Pale Widow. That was a nightmarish, but if I can handle her, maybe I can handle this royal shopper.
I agree, baby. I agree.
Call her up, I guess.
Let's see the Mount Weasel.
I lost voice contact there for a minute, but
we decide to see the Mount Weasel.
The Mount Weasel. Does anybody have literature skill?
Let me open up my sheet.
1 second.
Nope.
I have not had it open this whole time.
Let's see. So.
Is this to know what a Mount Weasel is?
I don't actually have anything in.
Oh, well, that's okay. I know what the Mount Weasel.
I don't have anything in literature.
One of my relatives got sued for copyright violation. A Mount Weasel is something that they put in dictionaries and maps and so forth that's completely made up, so that when a scoundrel copies it, they can point to that and say, see, that wasn't there. And then the scoundrel will say, the laws in this country make no damn sense.
He is correct.
Well then.
A Mount Weasel is a trap placed in a document.
So it's like a fake reference.
Yep. So if you
That
copy
is
it, they
some
know.
bullshit.
That's alright then.
That is some bullshit. That's like a trap card in fucking essays.
Yep.
I mean, makes
Fucking hell.
I activate my trap card. Mount Weasel.
Fucking hell. That needs to be made into like some kind of like one of those bootleg cards now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord. My trap card Mount Weasel. Oh my lord. How the fuck would that work even? That's the biggest question.
I
How does it work?
activate my trap card. Uno reverse.
Right.
Like, I
Have
know
you
how
seen-
Mount Weasel actually works in the real world, but as a trap card, how the fuck would that work?
Well, that's a good question. So, in his he takes you guys through the gate
There we go.
and into the room where there are several objects under glass. It's kind of an octagonal room with a dome overhead showing stars painted on it. it's otherwise sealed, and you can see that there are vault doors that can be shut, openable from the inside, like a panic room. And there are several small objects behind glass inset in the wall with bathed in jeweler's lights. And one of these was the invitation. He places it on the wall back in its, he slides the glass frame, like a picture frame, slightly thicker, into the hole in the wall that it came from. And he steps back away from it, folding his hands, and says, okay, behind his back. And he says, I am invoking your sigil, Lord of the Egg, and friend of the Walrus. And he says, please put us in contact with Miss Mount Weasel Lillian, Virginia. And inside one of the other small boxes, an egg that seems to be suspended in space, floating, attached, cracks, and then falls to pieces. And part of the room is sheared off in front of you. The part that had the help wanted thing on it, and as though connected to another room, the same dark wood paneling continues, but there's a cluttered desk. And behind that desk sits a young woman who looks slightly smudged. She looks harried and hectored and pissy, and smudged. And one of her arms is in a sling with a cast on it.
Well done.
There are several telephones, and you can see there's books on a shelf behind her, all leather bound with names that you can't read. The desk is just covered with papers, and there's tubes like in those old those pneumatic tubes for sending messages. Chess pieces litter around the there's chessboards on tables, and things are overflowing, and like I said, it looks like she was in a fire or something. There's actual like ashes on her, and you can see that there are lots of these golden guillotines. They're about 6 inches high on wooden plaques, and they say things like employee of the month and highest rated personal assistant, and all of these awards that are toppled over, packed on top of each other. And she looks up with fury in her eyes, and then she says, "Oh, it's you." She looks at you, Sarah, and she says, "You're applying to that help wanted ad." She rummages on the papers in the desk and pulls out a triangular plaque that says Lillian Virginia Mount Weasel, personal assistant RQ, and slams it down on top of the mess.
Sarah gives a little curtsy, and she's like, yes, I am here to apply for the position, if it's still available.
It's still available. You are a valid personal shopper, someone who will keep Her Majesty company as she performs her duties in the venue.
Oh yes, of course.
Can you tell jokes? She eyes you like she thinks you might, you might be hiding either a dagger or unwashed behind your ears or something as she scrutinizes you.
She's like, "Oh yes, only the most scrupulous of unhumorous jokings will come from me, ma'am."
Huh.
Secretly, it's just like Steven's the one behind it. It's going to be dick jokes.
Only one-eyed monsters everywhere.
Well, and who are these layabouts?
Oh, they are merely hired physical labor porters for
Porter.
Her Majesty.
Uh-huh.
Hired porters for Her Majesty's shopping needs, so that she may not need to carry a single thing herself.
We're good at carrying things.
We'll raise a
Okay,
brow.
did you just call us labor monkeys?
Raise a brow and glare at Sarah.
Yeah,
They are very strong.
she doesn't look overly impressed or certainly not threatened, but she just kind of nods and grunts. One of the tubes belches and this canister comes out. She reaches over with her good arm and manages to open it one-handed, and you hear this shrill voice shriek out of it. This clatter of pots and pans or pistons. And you can't make out what it's saying, but it's yelling and even harsh enough that her hair blows back slightly and she snaps it shut. And she says, "Fine. Fine." Those of you who are watching can make perception rolls.
Oh god, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. First roll of the night.
She is looking for. She's rummaging her desk. She slammed the thing shut, and there's actual steam rising from the hinges on the canister.
I hit it on the dot.
Okay.
I succeeded by 3.
Oh wait, never mind.
Never
mind. I made it by 4. I was
By
looking
4?
at Russell's number.
I
Okay.
failed by 1.
And Jules, you actually got a 7? You made it
Yeah,
by 3?
succeeded by 3.
Okay, yeah. I made it by 4.
I failed by 1.
Okay. I am.
Way.
Okay, so you made it by 4.
I made it by time.
By how much?
Shit, man.
I rolled a 4.
Okay, all right. By a ton. By more than 5.
Like 8. 7.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Vasily, you see this first. She is taking out what appears to be a shopping list, and she is punching numbers into what appears to be an adding machine, making these clicking sounds while using her arm in the cast. She juggles. She's juggling all the stuff that she's got, and you see on the shelf behind her this horizontal crescent moon appears and then becomes sharp teeth. In the air behind her on the bookshelf above her head, there is a smile.
Lovely.
Hello, Cheshire Cat, where the fuck have you been? This entire fucking time.
You don't see it, but you do, Vasily, and its eyes narrow and they meet yours. And for a moment, everything stops. She freezes. Papers in mid-flight freeze. And its lean, springy, muscled body, this is about the size of a bobcat, wearing a stovepipe top hat, wrapped like a barber's pole, as it fades in.
Lots of cats without a smile, but
you thought it was the Cheshire Cat, but
Really?
it was me, Dio.
Fuck off!
rarely.
Are you
As
sure
for
about
Jules
that?
will that provocation sock Sarah in the face.
All I can imagine is it ripping back and then John Cena sticking his head in. Are you sure about that?
No.
Fuck off!
I mean, how else is he doing Zawarudo?
And it looks at you, Vasily, and it says, "You have sharp."
Yeah.
Of course, it's a dumb Russian that has the sharpest eyes. God damn it.
It says, "Well."
I was lucky to be looking in the right place.
let's hope you stay lucky, because her little shopping expedition is going to be filled with things that are as hungry as your eyes are.
You have any advice for a poor porter who's not to get eaten?
It looks at you and cocks its head,
Cocking my head in the opposite direction.
and it says, "Tell nonsense from meaninglessness, and you'll do fine."
Damn.
And then it vanishes.
That thing was kind.
Nonsense from meaningless.
Okay then.
What?
So fucking all.
Russell just like blankly stares off. Just the shades cover up his eyes, just not caring.
You catch Sarah. You catch the cat flickering out. You see the smile flicker and then vanish, but you don't hear the warning.
Mm-hmm.
So Vasily was the only one that was privy to that warning. God damn it.
Well,
Oh, nice. He'll share with us. He usually does.
I do. I whisper to Jules that we had a visitor with a message, and I whisper the bare basics of what happened.
Jules would just kind of glance at Vasily, glance at the others, and then just kind of yank him by the ear. She's like, "You fucking pulling my leg, bitch."
I say, right.
I don't appreciate jokes.
I forgot. You're the one who doesn't share things with others. My apologies. Never mind. Russell.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, she just is wondering because she didn't see any of this, so she's wondering if you're just seeing shit and pulling her leg. She's wondering if you're genuinely joking with her right now of all fucking times.
all right. And she has the shopping list, which she has put into the
chat.
the chat, into the Discord chat.
Uh-oh.
Size S of garrulous nonsense. Prescription for pretentious or deceptive nonsense. 1 jar learned gibberish, legal jargon. A box set of deceptive trickery, nonsense.
The fuck?
So we need to be able to tell nonsense from, I think
if Russell is given this list, he will stare at it like, the fuck?
I am sharing my screen.
Okay, hold on a second.
Wuglands. I love Wuglands. It has all my favorite
Hold on
wugs.
a second.
Dear Lord, it's gone
I'm trying
down.
to rejoin it because it was being weird with me earlier.
It's like world.
God
It's,
damn. This
it's like
mall's
world
gone
of.
down.
It's like World of Rugs, except they're wugs.
The wugs.
They're wugs.
Oh no.
Ooh woo.
Ooh.
Where's my gun? Where's my prop? I need to shoot myself.
Are we gonna meet Wug down here?
Wug wug.
Wug.
Hold on. Now I can finally use this.
Zug.
I've been waiting forever to use that. Now I finally got the chance. Damn it.
Ooh.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Oh, what's this?
Haley, you can't see.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, let me
Fuck.
give me a minute. Okay, I will allow you in. Let's see if that works.
You guys exhaust
Yeah,
me.
here I am. Wug. I read Wug as Waluigi for some freaking reason.
Yeah, that's kind of
I
what
don't
I
know
was
why.
thinking. That was kind of what I was thinking at first, but I was like, nah, it's too far away from Wah. Waglands.
Waglands. These are all
Alright.
the wag shop.
I'm looking
Waglands.
around.
Okay.
I'm looking around for Her Majesty.
Yeah, well, there is a woman there. She is standing. She is tall, and clearly a queen. She has a crown. She's wearing a red. She's wearing a red dress with a fur-lined red robe over it. It has markings, thankfully not of hearts, but of
thank God.
various chess pieces.
Let's just say this is the Queen of Hearts. I'm about to flip shit. That door is supposed to not exist.
That's a lot less worrying, but also
well, she's also like 7 tall.
Also, if it was Queen of Hearts, again, that door was not going to exist on the front of the mall.
Considering that Sarah's like 5'4",
yeah,
particularly
she's intimidating.
She looks down at you, and she arches an eyebrow, but it is not it is not the same kind of looking to see if you're filthy or something that Mount Weasel did.
Yeah, Sarah hurries over and curtsies, and she's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
She's like, "I'm sorry, I'm late."
She nods. You don't have adequate skill, right?
I think I do. I have diplomat.
To do it. Okay. No, etiquette is a specific skill, and you are not trained in curtsying, but you do you do a job of it, and she nods, and she says, "In the future, you may wish to work on your curtsying skill."
She's like, "I apologize. I haven't had much." Sorry.
She's got me with her mouth full.
No, she doesn't. I'm just eating Cheez-Its. Excuse me.
It's a vanishing practice for young people these days, but it can be.
Jules walks up decked in just completely male attire.
Yeah, she her eyes do flicker on you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry that I do need to practice that, but I hope that my offerings of some nice labor, so that way you don't have to worry about carrying anything today, that we can just focus on shopping and let them do all the work. Will be somewhat of a nice appeasement.
Excellent.
So one thing real quick. Now, I put it on here as a joke for Shadow Russell. I put etiquette on here. Can I show her how to properly bow?
Go ahead and make a roll.
Oh my god! Of all fucking things! God damn it, Zach!
I just thought,
what? Shadow Russell needs some. Shadow Russell needs some class.
Yes. Oh fuck! I put the dot in there, didn't I? Fuck. There we go. That's a negatory, sir.
Ooh. Ooh,
Back
big
trip.
Pardon their uncouthness. Just ignore them, please. They're simply to be in the background.
You address her, and you perform a proper one-armed down bow, not a Japanese style bow. And she. It's hard to tell if she can properly even see you. It seems a little odd that she can certainly see Sarah, but her reaction to you is slightly more like, oh, there's another one. But when you do that, there is the faintest movement of one of her eyebrows, and she says, "Well, your help seems to be quite well calibrated."
Sarah's just like, yes, I selected them very specifically to make sure that they were of the utmost, that they would provide the utmost pleasure for you, as well as be able to remain in the background so you can focus on your shopping.
Vasily is starkly terrified, standing frozen, going, "Don't pick your nose. Don't pick your nose." Whatever you do.
She says, "You have the list?"
Yes, I do. I do have the list.
Excellent. Well then, as we go in, and she is sweeping through the door, she's taller than the door would.
Yeah, I was about to say, how tall are these fucking doors?
Oh, the door actually changes its size.
Oh,
as she goes through it.
That's handy.
This is some real Wonderland shit.
Yeah, it is.
We're supposed to stay safe. We're supposed to distinguish between nonsense and garbage.
And make sure to stay behind and to the right.
Well, there's 3 nonsense and there's 1 garbage. No, which one is the safe one and which one isn't?
And she steps over to the color bar area, and she says, I believe I have some things to be picked up here. And she kind of gestures, and I'm looking slowly. I don't know how well this is working.
No, it's working.
It's just it's kind of like a one of those like picture things you put to your eyes, and it's like you click through, so it goes to the next picture and the next.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of colored mannequins, which makes me very.
These are actually
upset.
people who are so the people are moving. There are mannequins.
The mannequins are moving.
Well,
Gling gling fashion. Oh my god.
You can see the
skateboards.
Is that a Black Friday sign?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Uh-oh. Vera, Verna, Vina, Brick. I can't tell.
I'll go over there and look.
Grim Grivers.
Grim
And then just hot dogs. Yes,
hot dog. Man, we've made quite.
Hot dogs transcend all.
There's the color bar. So much freaking makeup. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So
Jules is just appalled.
she has stepped over there, and the color bar actually stretches and grows to accommodate her size.
Why?
Mhm.
Holy fuck.
Jules. Well, Russell will look at Jules and Vass like, what have we stepped into?
It's not what we stepped into, it's what she forced us into.
Oh.
And
I
she says, if you can get the if you can pick up the things, and she kind of gestures over in this direction.
To
Russell.
Gling, Blether Skates, and the other one.
Alright,
See if I can-
whatever. Let's go.
Yeah, this is
Alright.
this is not as nearly as responsive as my normal computer.
Alright, Nick do. Yemabnik. Well then.
Okay. So. Okay. Okay, so first off, optician. I know what to pick up there.
Optical.
That's a prescription for pretentious or deceptive nonsense.
Alright.
Alrighty.
That's where you pick up a prescription eyeglasses.
Yes. So you guys go down here, and these mannequins, like the one that I'm looking at right now, are not moving.
Okay.
However, the shadow people, or
Oh, these are nice headphones. They look very,
yes.
they look very ahead of time.
they look pretty good. These guys are moving. And their heads turn as they look at you. It's like kind of like being in a mall. You know, they're not jumping out at you, but you go across here and you can hear this faint music, and you can see this thing, this modern art monstrosity. Is it a plant or pipes or what?
Looks like both.
Yeah.
It looks like I've watched too much hentai.
Well, it does move. It writhes and slithers. And by the way, you guys can tell me to look around and stuff.
So yes, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Please no. Please no.
It looks like wine, if I'm honest.
Sarah's going straight to the optician because she knows at least one thing.
You go in there, and inside, although I don't have him here, there's a person, one of these shadow things or staticky things, and he's got a bit of a pot belly, and he looks at you as you come in, and he says, welcome to and he says the name of the shop.
Akamaricus.
Akamaricus.
I was close enough.
So Sarah's gonna walk in with holding herself up with bearing.
And
she's gonna be like, Her Majesty the Queen has a prescription here for pretentious or for pretentious or maybe deceptive nonsense. I need it now.
He goes in there and he comes out with a wrapped package that looks like it could contain a pair of eyeglasses or just about anything else, although it's a little bit bigger than a stick of butter. And he says, I believe that this is her package. Welcome to Wuglands.
Thank you.
This is a good place to be careful.
Yes.
Careful.
Yeah, evidently from the hentai monster outside.
You know, Sarah, you need to stop showing us this shit. We're gonna keep coaching it.
He says,
There's-
be careful with the corners. Don't walk underneath it.
As Jules turns around,
Sarah just
sees
takes
the
the package and
tentacles
she's like,
slithering out of view, just like, fuck.
Sarah just takes the package and she's like, I will keep that in mind.
Did I just shoot it?
She's like, come, and she just tosses the, she gives the package over to Vasily, and she's like, carry this, Porter.
I got it.
I'm about to smack her.
She's like,
Don't
dare.
save it for later. Save it for our real.
So
selves.
maybe
She's like whispering at Jules. She's like, you play along.
maybe
Go with
size
this,
S.
or unless you want to die.
Honestly, I'd rather die. I'd rather want to die.
No, you don't.
yes,
not
I
in
do. I'd
here.
rather not take orders from you, child.
Not here. You don't want to die here. It's worse than just dying.
So,
I'd rather not be your lackey
shooting
monkey.
myself. So shooting myself
And,
is not an option. Great.
Sarah just struts out.
Russell just looks at his handgun like, so shooting
And,
myself is not an option.
Behind
Yeah.
us,
Yeah?
the store next to the optician.
Yes.
In there, Yema Benik.
Yeah, but Nick.
She's gonna go in there.
Hmm.
Dun, dun.
I'm taking a very wild stab here, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
You see this thing here?
Yeah.
Nice.
What the
It
fuck
is-
is that?
It is a white. It has 2 legs, 2 human legs, no arms, but it towers up about 9 feet tall, terminating at the top in this massive. Well, it looks pure white here, but it's actually got like little veins and things that are throbbing.
You see Russell slowly reaching for his gun.
And
Jill
then the,
grabs his wrist, she's like, no,
Sarah
no,
just
no,
sort of
no.
smacks his hand, and then she puts her hands on her hips and is holding herself up.
the center of it opens as
Looking
a
way up at him.
vertical mouth.
Sarah just
And
looks up at him, like obviously on the inside, just being like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck?" But keeping an outward posturing of some bearing.
And it
I
races
imagine if
forward.
Russell's- I imagine if Russell's reaching for his gun again, Jules is like grabbing his wrist, just like, nope, 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 nope. If we need
Well,
to take care of this, we're using my shot.
And Sarah's like, "I'm here for the queen. She requires her boxed set of deceptive trickery."
A long, white, but glistening tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
And then it charges you.
Oh, damn.
Shooting it. I'm shooting it. You're not
Okay.
stopping me. I'm shooting it.
I'm joining you.
Yes. Yes, you. Okay.
We
Are we
aggroed
going
the
to a battle mat?
Yeah, well, I don't have a battle map because my computer crashed.
Okay.
That's
So
okay.
you guys are roughly inside the store. We can.
Does Sarah have access to any of her twists?
Yeah, you could use your tricks for the cost of SP.
Oh, my
Actually,
twist
down
for the
here.
cost of SP. Okay.
Actually, down here you can just do it for stress.
Okay.
Actually, down here you have access to your to your twist.
To what?
That's
Your
why
twist.
you do that.
I
That's
do
what
have
you
access to my twists. Yes. Oh,
Yes.
I do have access to my twists. Okay. That's what I
Yes.
was wondering. Okay, good.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Perfect.
actually, instead of you being your normal size, you're smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're much
I'm
smaller.
I've been walking around here inches tall. That makes this even funnier.
I love how this explains how impatient we are too, because you're moving so fucking slowly. You decide to walk.
No, I'm having Russell. No, I'm having Vasily carry me. Vasily is the porter now.
That explains why I'm carrying the package for sure.
Yeah.
You can ride on my shoulder if you like.
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably on your shoulder. Still standing defiantly at this thing.
Oh god.
Just, I had a thought of the size S gratuitous nonsense here.
Yeah, I was about to say we're in a clothing store.
Yeah.
No, this is a
record store.
This is a record store. That's why I was going for the box set.
But I suspect the box set of Deceptive Trickery and Nonsense would be the makeup.
It's hard to like. I think of a box. The reason why I went for it for the box set is only because I think of
music coming in box set.
A musical box set.
Not a bad call, but whatever the case is.
Yeah, whatever the case is, you pissed it off, and we gotta fight it.
Well, it's not pissed off. It's just
hungry.
Yeah.
No.
So it didn't get his lunch break. Okay.
Okay, I got a plan. Okay, so we do initiative now?
Yeah, we need to do initiative.
Alright, I got a plan, I think.
I do too.
I made it by 1.
I fluffed it.
Did you take off the 6?
I rolled another 4.
Jesus. Badly. Doing well. Let's see.
This is unusual.
I think I've got a plan, guys.
All right.
What'd you make it by?
I made mine by 4.
Okay.
I made mine by 10.
I made mine by 1. Just 1. So I am not reacting the
And
fastest.
Sarah, did you?
I made it by 1.
Wait, your initiative?
Yeah.
Did you take off the 6?
That's me making it by 1. That's a 9.
Really?
I only have a 10.
You had a higher initiative.
I only have a 10.
Wouldn't you have made it by 3 then? But that's...
that's a 9.
2. It's a 9. Fuck. I'm misreading it.
Zach, you're not doing your math.
Vasily goes first.
Sleepy, okay?
Of course Vasily goes first.
Yeah, so screw your plan, Vasily. Act quick.
Vasily fast draws the shotgun.
Yeah, no, Vasily attacking is part of the plan.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Carefully putting the package in his jacket. And bringing the shotgun up at eye level. Goodbye, ice cream man.
It's not ice cream man.
He's literally a giant pair of lips.
He's going to aim for 5
freaking
points for +2, giving him a 16 or less chance to hit. And is there any negative to shoot the charging?
No, it's actually at +1 to be hit.
Okay. If he has a 17 or less, he rolls a 5, hitting by 12.
Jesus Christ.
Does it have armor?
It does not have armor, but you have to hit it by 6 or more to penetrate, which you do. To double.
To double.
So
that's to 24.
Yep.
He is going to.
So now roll damage?
Well, I might spend some SPs. I have some. So 24. He's going to spend. Well, I think he can assume he'll roll a 10, which will be 34. So he'll spend 2 to go to a hit by 14. So that will go to 28.
Holy shit.
Okay.
No, sorry, he hit by 12. So yeah, a hit by 14 goes to hit by 28 damage, and he rolls an 8. So that's 36, which is just enough, or times 4. So his base damage. So that's a really solid hit.
Of how much?
Well, let's see. His base damage with his shotgun is 27. So
Jesus
27
Christ.
times 4.
That's 108.
That's
It
murder.
is 108. Yes.
Yeah, you blow the back out of it.
You creamed the legged Langolier.
There is
So-
there is white paint all over the back wall.
So Sarah just looks angrily at this thing, and she's like, "You dare to attack an emissary of the Queen? I demand to speak to the manager!"
What are you, a fucking Karen?
Putting the gun away. I don't think it's going to be getting the manager anytime soon. Looking around to
Puts the gun on his head.
see if anybody noticed this.
I'm using,
No, everything looks quiet out
I'm
there.
attempting to use summon manager.
Oh my god.
Okay, Karen.
Yeah, okay, Karen, shut the fuck up.
No, that's the plan. That's the plan. Is like I can if I'm going shopping for this person,
Everything
I can be
in Yerma Benik turns gray.
Ow.
Russell just puts his head on his gun like, oh god.
Well, okay. Off to the next store then, Porter.
Yerma Benik turned gray. What was that all about? Was it because we blew one of our?
Obviously, a wrong choice. I guess. All right, so we need to find a size small of garrulous nonsense.
Well, why don't we go look in the clothing store? Because clothing's.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Marco, can you move the thing?
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Is there anything in the store that looks good?
Well, the store right now is all gray, so it's all like
It's grayed
all
out.
one piece.
It's all grayed out. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Everyone can see Russell looking back at the headphones.
including the cash register.
Can I go up to the guy at the counter in that sort of central area?
Yeah, you can.
Because I thought I noticed some some cylindrical objects in there, so I'm gonna ask him for if he's got.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me. When I go out of this, it resets. So just give me a second.
It's all good. Take your time.
I'd say no. If we fail this sort of mission endeavor, it's all Sarah's fault.
Don't worry, I got this.
No,
This is what
you
I
guys.
trained
You already
for.
took out once.
This is what I trained for.
This is what you trained for.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I police up the shell.
You guys are here to fight, and I'm here to talk.
So you go to this guy.
Really didn't work.
Not seeing the perspective move.
Yeah, it's
still
not
looking
moving at all.
We're still looking at Wugland's Mall.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still looking at Wugland's Mall, which is...
okay. Hold on.
Refresh, maybe? Or
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me see what. Oh, well, my meeting crashed. So.
Oh, dear.
that's why.
Oh.
That would explain it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Well,
I can't say I'm terribly.
regardless, I'll go up to the red guy behind the counter there, because I remember that.
Right.
much.
there's headphones there. Russell keeps eyeing.
I'm going to, look at sort of those little cylindrical objects. Do they look like jar-ish things?
No, they look like audio. So first off, there's some technology here that you're not quite familiar with.
Yeah, so they're speakers.
You see pictures of these glowing slabs in the other store, and you would recognize headphones.
Right.
But you're not sure, and the fluid sort of blood red guy. Can you guys? Let's see. I think I might be able to show you now.
I need to join. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you need to re-add me or something. Wait, let me exit meeting.
There we go.
and
I can
then
see it. I can see things.
Yeah, I show you as
exiting
being in
from
there.
mall. I'm
I see the
exiting,
front
I'm
mall.
refreshing, and I'm going to rejoin.
Okay, try to rejoin before I.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I can see Wugland's Mall.
Okay. And everybody else can see.
I'm in.
Okay.
there's
There we
looking around.
Okay, there we go. All right.
There we go.
Let's see if I can do that. that's not right. Hold on. Nah, we'll wait a second while it's got
moving
to.
now.
Yeah, but I've got to get out of edit. I don't want to be in edit mode, so give me a second.
Well, Russell's.
And, So anyway, so you're talking to the guy. So you everything is quiet. There's like soft music playing in the background, and the guy the guy over there, looks at you and says, "Interested in some sounds, some tunes?"
Unfortunately, I am not, but maybe you could direct me in the direction of things that I am looking for?
Well, sure.
Do you know the way to an information booth?
Oh, well, Amy, over there in the red booth, usually can help out a little bit.
Thank you. That is very much appreciated, my good man. And then she just walks off to their information booth.
Russell just is like, what's this about tunes?
You want to steal something, Russell?
Jules glances between two, grabs him by the ears, and starts dragging him off. Come on.
Sarah's just like, Porter!
Come on. Come on, there's some nice
Okay, so you guys are here. There is a woman in blue.
Okay.
Well, she is entirely blue.
Yes.
I'm blue. Da-da-dee.
Ba-do-dee, da-do-die, da-do-dee, da-do-da.
And yeah, so you come over there and she looks up at you animatedly and says, "Hello."
I stand on the lip of the cow.
Welcome to Wonderland.
She's
We're
like,
taking more from this.
she's like, yes, hello, miss. I was told that you could assist me in finding a few, in directing me in the direction of a few items of inquiry.
Is that a frog?
It looks like a frog. Yes.
Ignore the frog. Ignore the frog.
Russell's staring off like
Focus.
And she kind of bends forwards, and looks at you. She says, "What is it you're looking for?"
I am looking. Sarah looks at her list. She's like, I am looking for garrulous nonsense. I am looking for a jar of gibberish, of learned gibberish specifically, and a box set of deceptive trickery. If you know of any shops I could be looking for these things, I am on a sort of a time crunch for Her Majesty over there.
Yeah, the Majesty does turn and look at you. But she looks back at her makeup section, and Amy, or whatever her name is, she says, well, I don't know what these specific things are, but I'm sure that the shops that are, well, properly named can probably help.
Sarah's just like, damn it, woman! I just need some general guidelines towards the directions of these things. Now, could you help me or not?
I don't know. These look like definitions to me.
Define definitions. I could use less of. I need more concrete direction. Is what I need now.
What's another name for garrulous nonsense? Another word for it.
Someone.
If only one of us was literate.
God damn it, we can't read. I love how I have etiquette, but I can't fucking read.
Well, you can read. You have an intelligence of 10, don't you? You just don't have the skill of literacy.
Learned gibberish is just legal jargon. And then deceptive.
Yeah, I have an int of 10. I can read.
No, that's literally what it's defined as.
So, leather skate is garrulous nonsense.
Okay.
So, there's leather skates right over there.
Alright, let's head over there then. Thank you, Amy.
And she says, I tried to be helpful. Don't try to cut corners over there.
Wait, stop a sec. I see a big old jar on that thing right there.
Oh.
On what thing?
Jar of gibberish.
Yeah, she might have our legal jargon.
Doesn't look like a lawyer though, and I don't see a name.
Visual clues. Visual clues.
She looks over there, yeah, and she says, "Oh, we don't have legal jargon here. Sorry, this is just scented candles and waxes, essential oils."
Ooh.
All right.
Essential oils. Do you have bot sets?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't.
Ah,
She's like, come on, Porter, onward to
Yes.
Bladder's Gates.
Let's go get the size S. How is the giant woman going to wear a size S?
Don't worry about it. It will look very slimming on her.
maybe she just wants to impress someone.
By the way, we're not supposed to walk under this thing. So even though there's a roof between us and it, I'm not terribly confident in the roof.
Just pretend it's not there.
I'm going to go. Yeah. Can I? Is it possible to go in and sort of slip immediately to the left and not be under it?
You
Nice.
can, yes. You go inside.
I suck in my gut and slip left.
Inside, you can hear this faint scratching sound.
On the
Stay
roof?
away, stay away,
Yes.
stay away, stay away.
Yeah.
Russell Cox is.
That'll go right. That giant thing will go right through the roof and stab you in the head.
There's a woman ghost in here, and she says, "Welcome to Blatherskates."
So Sarah hops up on the counter again.
Mhm.
Holy shit, that's a hand.
Yep, that's
What?
a big hand
What's a big hand?
There's a fucking giant hand in the back.
on the
Oh yeah, you
horizon.
didn't notice
Oh, I
that?
see that.
You didn't notice that? I noticed that first thing that we came in. First thing that when we came in. Anyway, she's like,
that's a dimension check in the box.
she's like, yes, I'm here on an errand for Her Majesty over there. I am requiring a size S garrulous nonsense.
Oh, I have a package for you.
Oh, thank you. Give it to my porter.
I take it.
She says, "May she wear it in good health."
I'm sure it will look delightful on her.
All I know is that we're
The, the package seems to bulge and thrash slightly.
huh.
Oh, that's disturbing. Okay.
I don't think that's hurt.
Mm-mm.
She's like,
I don't really
Porter, keep track of these packages. In fact, give it to the other porter. So we can keep these things straight.
I ain't touching that thing if it's wriggling.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
give it to Russell.
Russell takes it. And gently, it's like, shakes it.
No, don't you do that. Don't you do that. All right. I think we might have to look deeper into the mall here. I don't think Gling Gling is going to be helpful.
I don't think so.
It looks like a tech store.
The lady in red, the Red Queen,
Yeah.
says, "How are we doing?"
We're about halfway through. We just need to make our way to the other stores.
Oh, how excellent! Very good.
Would you like? Well, actually, no. Of course. Don't you worry about a thing. My porters are carrying your packages. No need to worry about it. I will have the other two as soon as I can. So it's
she says,
good help is hard to find these days. Don't you know, with these stores and such, so unhelpful.
"Terribly hard to find," says a voice from the behind the makeup stand, and it's the frog.
Oh.
Hey, Kermit.
She points at the frog and she's like, so I don't need your sass.
Russell will look at the frog, just like,
It's a big frog,
I like her.
roughly human sized, and the bottom of its chin bulges outwards when Sarah says she doesn't need its sass.
And she's hiding behind Vasily's neck because she looks very much
I was
like a
gonna say,
butterfly
Joseph's gonna
right
glance
now.
towards her. She's like, "That's a lot of big talk for something you can eat."
Don't be harsh with it. It's just easy being purple and blue.
blue.
Because Sarah looks very much so like a small bug right now, including the butterfly
Yes.
wings.
She is a small bug at this point.
And when it
She's
when it
annoying, she
bulges,
flies, and she makes a lot of random noises that don't make sense half the time. She's a bug.
when it bulges its neck, the shadows are not affected by this, but Sarah, you are disturbingly and suddenly impressed by it.
Impressed?
Yes.
Oh god.
Russell,
I don't like this.
It bulges
I
his
don't
neck
like
at you,
this. That's
Yeah,
no.
Sarah, are you getting hot under the collars? Focus.
No.
Just smacked her on the side of the head.
Very uncomfortable. She's like, oh, come on, let's move
Say,
along.
we'll be going now.
Let's move along, Porter. She's like pushing.
Madam.
It says, be careful around the food court.
I think
We
we'll
don't
be
plan on
okay.
stopping there. We're not hungry.
Oh, very good.
What does that one say on the right?
Juicily?
No, on the right.
On the
Hold on.
right. Oh,
Ah,
it's ceiling.
Adventure.
Grim Gribbers.
Grim Gribbers.
Vastly look up what Grim Gribbers means.
Well. Grim Gribber.
Research. Use your knowledge of your family's dictionary business.
Well, yeah.
Legal jargon.
The when my uncle was sued for his fabrication, and his lawyer gave him a bunch of garbage legal jargon like slander is illegal and you can't hit the judge.
Now that's subjective.
He says completely absurd. He did call it Grim Gribber.
Okay,
gibberish legal jargon. Yeah.
It's like, all right, inside we go, Vasily, let's go. Come on. And
I
just
guess
sort of like
Rules and
pushes
Russell
his head.
would be like, okay.
Mm.
Oh
There
lord.
There is one of
Hello.
these white things in here, and
Yeah.
Russell draws his
She's like,
gun.
I don't.
Ah.
She's like, I don't.
Stop.
She's like you. She's like you. I have a package to pick up, and if you give me any guff about it, I'll speak with your manager.
I'm,
no guff.
No
I'm
guff.
tempted to
It goes
shoot.
behind the. Hey, it says a package for who?
Package for Her
Or
Highness
whom?
the Red Queen.
One
I've
jar of learned gibberish.
I've got
Please.
one.
Thank you.
Please.
Please
And
give it to my porter.
I take it.
I'll take it.
It places it in your hands.
Mm.
Well then. That's not bad.
Huh.
One of the guys nearby.
What's that on the ground?
We've had some escapees.
Escapees.
I saw a little colored arrow.
There
so
were
I had just been
cups on the
editing.
ground.
Yeah, there were little cups on the ground.
Cup.
Yeah, those.
Mm-hmm.
They disappeared briefly.
Yeah, I know. Well, my
Oh,
thing is.
are
I'm
those-
guessing
those,
it's
like,
that
editing
guy with
things?
the hood and the scarf and all that jazz that's talking to us.
Yeah, well, he says yes. There's some color escapees.
Ugh.
Color.
The color. Are you telling me the color's running? The colors are running.
You'll pass with
Fine,
flying colors if you're not.
Okay. We'll try to keep the colors locked down. I tend to use permanents. I prefer my colors to be permanent.
There's another around the corner.
We do see colors running.
The colors were running above us, so let's take.
Vasily has has all of the stuff in bags in his left hand, and he's holding the gun nervously with his right hand as he.
We're gonna hook it right up here, avoiding the hot dog stand. We're gonna go between the bench and the shirts.
I could really go for a hot dog.
Oh, never mind. Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm going to shoot it.
No, stop.
No, don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Oh yeah. Let's not go up to the big.
Oh.
alien-
God damn it.
No!
Well, anyway, it's out there waiting.
She's
Wait a
like,
second.
so she just like looks at it and she's like, "Sir." Sir.
Slow cock of
Sir?
a gun. Back
Sir, I've got a lot of shopping to do, and it's not for me. I'm just merely, I'm doing some shopping for a very important lady here, and if you get in my way, I can't guarantee that bad things won't happen to you.
It
Please.
says you're a pawn.
I may be a pawn. I may be a pawn, but I at least know who the queen is. It seems that you've forgotten.
So, if you're a pawn, what does that make us? I guess I'm a knight.
No.
Jules is a rook. And
No, you are
Bess is the
pawns.
bishop.
You are pawns of a pawn. Don't even grace yourselves with that. And she's like whispers at you.
talking
That
about-
thing seriously
Well,
looks like a
actually,
fucking gorgon.
it does. You say you're a knight, and it looks at you. This thing is hard to see, but
Oh right, you are technically
am.
and
knighted.
it does kind of cock its It's floating in air, and it cocks its faceted head.
Actually, Zach, this might be your time to flex your
And
your
it
knight.
Yeah, right, I have a
says
title, don't I?
you are a knight,
I am a knight.
and it recoils slightly. And it says, well, as one knight to another, the cat did want me to pounce.
Oh.
What cat?
The one that gave me a warning.
Oh, the one that you
the
saw,
one
saw supposedly.
we're talking about.
What's
say,
that?
I'd say step off. I'd say step off from one night to another. Just stay out of our way, okay? No one
It
should
looks it kind of floats bobbing in air. It's got chains connected to it, and its chest is open, and there's all kinds of mechanics and bones and sinew inside it as it breathes, even though it's made of this weird whiteness. And it says, "Very well, Sir Knight."
To you as well, good Sir Knight.
I can't believe you being knighted by that freaky thing actually came in handy. I'm shocked.
I'm glad my other self is insane. Or at least that's a death wish. to say the least.
All right, onwards.
Hey, no kidding. No fuck kidding, Russell.
Sarah's just gonna like eye this thing very warily and just like.
This is
Yeah,
actually why I have to keep an eye on you half the time, because your other side does this crazy bullshit.
So I think we need to go upstairs.
Just
Of course,
slip
the other one
by
ain't gonna
it
do
on-
shit.
We're just gonna slip by it and just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as we're walking along, I
we need to-
imagine
yeah,
Jules
we're
is
gonna need
arguing
to go
with
up the
Russell right
escalator.
now.
Don't be.
The 3D stuff is great, but
Yeah.
not when the system is barely able to run it.
Yeah, that's okay.
No.
I mean, seriously,
It's
you,
doing-
we
it's
gotta
doing
try and put the
admirably.
brakes on your other
I-
side, because goddamn it.
Yeah, well,
It's doing admirably for all things considered.
right.
Yeah.
As a backup.
Oh look, there's the running colors that I thought knew I saw earlier.
The night floating cube.
Okay, hold on.
That's okay, take your time.
We're going towards the hot dog stand, right?
No, we're going upstairs.
No,
But,
no.
yeah, either way, well, Marcus is trying to deal with technical difficulties. Yeah, because obviously my side isn't going to try and step up and tell Russell, no, she can't, she won't. So I have to for this side.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised she actually lets him do so much. It's kind of shocking, honestly.
Honey, are you really that fucking shocked?
So while we're riding up the escalator, Sarah turns to
going-
Russell. Sarah turns to Russell and she's like, "When the fuck did you become a knight?"
It's a long story, honey.
No, well, you know
Oh,
what?
man.
You're gonna tell it right now.
That snake. Well, we found a snake.
A snake.
It wasn't even a snake. It was like a snake dragon sort of thing. It's hard to describe.
It was
Like
a
a Chinese
king.
dragon.
It was a king. And I asked.
It was a
I asked
king
if it
snake.
could help.
Yeah,
It was a
King's name.
King Cobra.
yeah, King Cobra, that was it.
3 heads, I think. Right?
Its 3 heads glowed bright yellow, white. I can't remember.
So a Sarah
It was
was
on
King
fire.
Cobra.
Yes.
Yep.
He got knighted by a king cobra, so he is a night cobra.
The Night Cobra.
Here, sir.
I'm not. She just thinks about this for a second, like using this sort of like twisty topsy turvy logic, and she's like, a knight of snakes. Probably.
So we're heading to kidology.
So if you're a knight of the king of deceivers, then possibly you are a deceiver yourself, which makes you threatening because of the poison laden in your poison laden in your position and the trickery that you could pull. I guess that's why it makes you threatening.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Let's just go with that. Well, let's just pretend any of what you said made sense.
Sarah sounds crazy right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jules is just gonna be like, we'll pretend that everything you just said makes sense and just go along with it.
She's like, it makes perfect sense. What's wrong with you guys?
I think you're getting a little.
That's insane. That's the problem.
We're upstairs, so I'm.
What's that?
Sarah,
Just having this argument on the escalator, people were probably staring.
All right, so we got the garrulous nonsense. We got the pretentious descriptive nonsense. We got the legal jargon, and we now need a box set of descriptive trickery.
Deceptive, not descriptive.
Deceptive trickery.
Trickery or nonsense.
Now this I could probably figure out. Oh god, it's coronavirus.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's coronavirus.
This up here
Poison games.
is.
Oh Lord.
There's a floating white object, and you don't know what it is. You're decades too early to recognize the coronavirus. No.
Yeah, the virus.
This.
Oh no, it's swine flu.
Is an alternate. It's H1N1. This is a alternate shadow, and it's just sitting here.
Alternate shadow.
So
That's weird.
Sarah's gonna be like, wait, Vasily, get closer to that thing. Wait, can I actually recognize that with my
When you
occult?
see it, you know exactly what it is.
So she's gonna be like, Vasily, get me closer to that thing.
I will.
Why do you want to go near that thing?
I will walk up to it. And
What are you doing?
I hope you know what you are doing.
She's like, I know exactly what I'm doing, mostly.
No, you
I'm gonna
don't.
prepare for the worst as he pulls out his gun.
So she's like, don't you dare, trust me. I've studied. This is what I've
I
studied.
don't.
I've studied
The
this.
last time we trusted you, everything went to hell.
Yeah, good.
Trust
Yeah,
you,
cool,
Jesus.
great. Trust me. I've you can trust me on this. I've studied the occult inside and out. I know exactly what this is. This is another shadow. This is what he was talking about.
Okay then.
Well, let's walk up to this bubble thing.
Also, Sarah's gonna get out the camcorder. I forgot about that. She's gonna get a good video of this thing. She's gonna get a sweep of the mall, and possibly get a sweep of the downstairs from the upper landing.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, once she gets that sweep for the guy, she's gonna reach out and touch the shadow thing. So
You
see if
absorb
she
it.
can she just absorbs it. Okay.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Oh
no! What the fuck just happened?
Sarah's like,
do we
don't
have
worry
to kill
about
Sarah
it.
now, then?
Sarah's like, don't worry. It's part of me now. It's not me, but it's good enough for now.
I think that actually, if she starts
Points
talking
his
all
gun.
weird and backwards and demonic, just crush her.
Yeah, just throw her on the ground. We'll just stomp at her until she's free of it.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck a you, fuck a us, fuck a you.
I didn't know you were Italian, sir.
I'm only a quarter.
I see.
Yeah, it's a quarter of bullshit.
She does the the hand pinch thing.
Oh fuck.
Deceptive trickery.
I can't. Can I read
Oh,
those
Gabe.
two signs
A
back
Gabe.
there? No.
Gabe.
Hold on. No, that's too up.
Aki.
Let's see what these two say first, before we jump to conclusions.
I cannot see what that says clearly.
Choose.
What the fuck?
Freladip.
Deceptive trickery. It could mean heals. It could mean heals.
Freladip.
Well, Freladip is not a word.
A box set of deceptive trickery. That could mean heals.
Our word represent.
Plavent. Plavent.
Oh, Plavent. Oh, Platent. Platent. Let me see.
That's not the word we're looking for.
Okay, well, Freladip isn't either, because that's apparently not a word.
Well,
it's only bringing me something up about our word representations, abstract or instance.
Can we check out the
What about kidology?
What?
Kidology.
I don't know.
You know, when I hear a box set of deceptive trickery, all I think about is a video game and how it's kind of an illusion, in a sense.
Actually, Freldip might be the thing. According to this thing I found, Freldip was used as a sort of nonsense, non-existent word. 62 10-year-old children study printed pseudo-words with semantic information. The items were later represented in a different format for reading, with half of the items spelled in the same way as before, and half displayed in a new phonologically equivalent spelling. In a dictation test, the exposure to an alternative spelling substantially increased the number of errors that matched the alternative spelling, especially in good spellers. Orthographic learning predicted word identification when accuracy on orthographic choice for words was controlled. In experiment 2, the effects on dictation responses of exposure to a misspelling versus the correct spelling and the interactive effect of spelling ability were confirmed relative to no exposure control in adults. The results report a single lexicon view of reading and spelling and have implications for abstractionist and instance-based theories of orthographic representations.
So imagine Sarah saying this, and then Russell's just looking back at
Sarah. Actually, Sarah, you know. Well, here's the thing: is this was a study done in. Well, this article was posted, I think, in 2011. I need to see when this was done. But
kidology is deceptive trickery and nonsense.
What is?
Kidology.
Technology?
Kid, K-I-D.
Kidology. See, I thought that was literally the study of kids or something.
It's a good guess, but that's not what it means.
All right, let's just go to kidology then.
My goodness. I said, oh, hey, games, illusions. There.
Okay.
I was going on this whole thing I was going on this whole idea tangent of like nonsense phonetic words being used in experimentation. When I was like, oh no, that's literally just made up shit.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, meaning, there are many different words that mean nonsense, including kidology and grim grippers.
All of the names of the things in here mean nonsense.
That's right.
They're just slightly.
All right. You and I are matching it up.
Yeah, gonna go in.
Hey, it's the name of a dead childhood memory.
So we're gonna go in once again, get on the counter and be like, I'm here on a missive from the Queen. I need a box set of deceptive trickery for Her Highness.
They have a boxed set. They have several box sets, although this one has a small, sort of clear plastic box in front, that you can kind of look inside. And inside that one is another box set of deceptive trickery, which also has a clear glass thing on, clear plastic.
Oh, it's a box and a box and a box and a box.
Yes, and you don't.
God damn it! I hate these gifts.
All right, give it to my porter.
The person says, "Don't look too deeply into that." And
yeah, she's like, just give it to my porter.
Russell will pick it up.
I almost take a look at it, like, hold it, no. Russell, you want?
What?
Did you want it?
Russell already picked it up.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. I think that this is probably a good place to stop because the computer is just not behaving. Hopefully.
Well, we can just go back to the Queen and just like
at
this point we just head back to the Queen and be like, hey, we're done being monkeys.
We don't have to use the 3D aspects anymore once we go back to the Queen.
Yeah, I know. No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just saying. So yeah, you return to the. Well, so we can if my computer's repaired by next week, we can do it. By the way, you can look up WUG words.
WUG words?
WUG words. Yes, you come back with the packages, and
Come back with packages. I'm like, if you would like to, we have. I'm sorry it took so long, but we did it as fast as we could. We have your packages. If you'd like to inspect them, my porters can show them to you.
She examines each of them, reading them off the list and looking at them. She says, "You have done an excellent job. Very good, Miss. What did you say your name was?"
Sparrow.
Miss
Miss
Sparrow.
Miss Sparrow.
Yes. Work on the courtsying. She examines you, looking you over, and she says, "But I think you'll do quite nicely for yourself."
Sarah attempts another curtsy, and she's like, trying to be a little bit more graceful about it this time. She's like, "Thank you, I appreciate the compliment."
You guys get 4. You get 4 CPs.
CPs.
And character points that for both sets of characters.
Ooh.
For both.
Yes.
Ooh.
And the shadows get 4 APs, and you get 6, either 4 APs or 6 magic points.
Oh, I'm
Sarah.
taking those magic points straight up.
Yeah. Okay.
No questions.
Huh.
Yay!
Yay. So
we got 4 CPs.
4 CPs for all characters, and the shadows get 4 APs, and Sarah Sparrow gets 6 magic points.
Dope.
So, out of curiosity, just out of character, just how does this night thing affect my shadow? Is there like anything?
It doesn't necessarily affect your shadow in any way that you can tell. However, it seemed to recognize your nightedness, both applying to your real character, because it's down in Fantasyland, and your shadows.
Right.
But yeah, it seemed to notice it and respect it.
Oh, that's good. Well then, this is gonna be interesting.
So, quotes from tonight: "The world may be ending, but I still need to pay rent." It's the
I didn't know
Woolwood
you were
of
Italian.
Wugs.
Only a
Ooh woo. It's the Woolwood of Wugs. Ooh woo. And I didn't know you were Italian. Only a quarter bullshit.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully it was entertaining.
Oh, that was very fun.
Yep.
That was very fun. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, folks. So until next time, live on, play strong, roll out, and keep it weird. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Yeah.